What's up, everybody? Back with another video. Happy Lunar New Year to everybody. Um, you know, new lunar year, new moon, new energy. You already know what it is. It's also Super Bowl Sunday, if you're into that. And I'll definitely check it out, you know, but not for entertainment purposes, but hell, for entertainment purposes too. But you never know what will happen. So shout out to all you guys. But it's good. John B, One Earthian, King Charles Fake, the Mike O, the Mad Catter. Shout out to all you guys. Um, yeah, this is just a quick video inspired by Wise. I gotta finish checking out the stream from this morning, but I was checking it out. As always, just beautiful information, knowledge, wisdom. Um, Always awesome. And it figures, his energy moves him to go live, right? Right in the time of the energies. It's good rap samples. But yeah, he just inspired this thought. And go check out his channel. Um, uh, Let me be precise here. If you guys ain't subscribed to it, for whatever reason, you should be subscribed to it. But it is Wise Wake Up Now, the Dark City. So go subscribe over there and subscribe to Wise channel. It's good, lads. It's fool's ball. Yep. Um, but yeah, it just inspired this thought, and this actually goes in line with getting back to the basics. This thought that I got, and he made some valid points, and I've said them before too. And you know, be careful. You know, like he said, he said it's thin line between spiritual connection, enlightenment, whatever you want to call it, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, higher consciousness, and also falling into the trap where they want us, right? To bring in what they want. And that's why I wanted to, because just a quick thought that I got when I caught the tail end of his stream, just popped in my head. It actually goes in line with what I've been saying. It actually been going in line with what I've been talking about lately about the law and understanding the real change that we're in and understand how it was done and understanding that, yeah, there's a power structure. Yeah, we're locked in the matrix, but yeah, you know, there's rules that the game that they set up that they got to follow us as well. And by us being ignorant, we don't know how to force that issue. So this sparked a good thought. Um, a good thought. Um, about this whole awakening and this whole, you know, just like you said, like this whole truther crap. Don't associate me with the truther, the truther, garbage movement. You know, so and I agree. It's not that's kind of what I want to get into. Um, and then, just thought popped in my head, literally while I was watching this stream. It's like, damn. I was like, think of all the so-called truthers, the so-called awakened people, the so-called ones that know what's going on. What don't we all do? We all don't partake in the politics, and we don't get into all that stuff. We don't get into the voting and all this other crap. It's nonsense. The votes don't count. It doesn't matter. Who cares? Well, you know, what if it actually did matter, right? And I'm not saying what they say. What if we actually were into politics? We actually were into voting. All this knowledge and understanding we got, but we still like, you know what? We go to work every fucking day. We know we're a slave, right? We know we're a slave in the system, but we dwell in it every single day, right? And I started thinking, like, damn, what if that was the whole point, is to get us away from all that? Because they knew that there was going to be a faction of people who actually woke up and would actually wanted to create change, right? And I know for a fact the only way you can create change in their system is numbers and by their processes, right? And I'm talking lawful processes and legal processes. That's the only way that things can get changed. What if we actually did do all that stuff. Like Kevin just said, what if we actually did just go to legislative meetings? What if we actually did get into politics with all the wisdom, understanding, knowledge we got when we woke up? We want to change stuff. What if the whole plan was to create, so I see the wise was talking about that thin line. What if we fell into that thin line and that thin crack or where they exactly where they wanted us so we can be out of the way? Because we are the ones with the wisdom and knowledge that can bring back and create the damn change. Exactly, Laz. And you touched on some of this too. So it's kind of strange that you said this. Wise is actually saying this, and his position kind of always been that. And I kind of like went in and out, went in and out, went in and out. But at the end of the day, that's kind of been my position also, because I just didn't like the way this whole shit is ran. But when I pull back and sit back and start thinking, analyzing, I'm like, man, hold on. Maybe that's exactly what the fuck they wanted us to do. Because they know that we would be a problem if we ever did get into those realms. So they need to keep us separated from the people that actually do partake in voting and all that other stuff, because they can manipulate them, they can cheat them. See, when it's a faction of people like the ones who really woke up, you're not going to fake them out, you know? So when Wise had that video this morning, like when he was closing out, I was gonna go drop a comment, but he just had said, and it's whatever he said, I can't remember it was like the last 3 minutes of whatever he said. The shit just popped in my head. Like, what if this is what they wanted us to do? Not vote, fall away, ignore it, clown it, debunk it, do all this other stuff, because in their system, that's how they have this bitch running. That's how they have this bitch under control. So to keep us away from it, they could still remain in control and do all this stuff that they've been doing, furthering destroying the United States of the perception of what we. Yes, we know it's a corporation, right? Think about it. I mean, just think about it. You know, imagine how many people that know the government is just all the way wrong, but they were into politics, meaning they'll come out, they'll show up at rallies, they'll rally against this and rally against that, rally against injustices, all that stuff. You know, they needed us out the way, divided, all these other different beliefs. As I remember, like just like he was saying, and we all this sorcery and magic, it's not, what was the word he used? It's not exclusive to good and awakening. It's not. Meaning not exclusive is it's used all around us. And think about it, you know? Think about that, man. Think if we with all this knowledge, wisdom, love, understanding that we hold and we're against all this was actually, you know what? Hey man, we out here now. You know, we showed up at like January 6th, like, yo, whoa, 100,000 people, 200,000. Like, look, we know what y'all they're planning. Look, don't go over there. Listen, this isn't even DC. Listen, y'all going in foreign territory. Don't go to the U.S. Capitol. Listen, they're putting you in they got us out the way, you know, so they could further destroy this country, you know? We're all trying to wake people up to save what? At the end of the day, save the kind of lives we've been in, but make it to where we're actually free, you know? Think about that. They got us all out the way. They don't care we believe in all this stuff, you know? But we're out the way, you know? Think about that, man. And we actually contribute to the destruction of this society, right? The last stronghold. We're actually doing it. Thinking we're actually speaking out against it, but we're actually doing it. You know, we're a part of breaking it apart. And that's why I said, like, all the demonizing the sheep and the masses, calling them dumb. Yeah, I mean, they are. There's some dumb motherfuckers out here all over the place. I already experienced a couple of them today just driving. You know, there's some stupid people in this world, you know, but hold them to the action and not to a hold, you know, hold them to an action and not to a hold. Meaning, yeah, they're stupid for doing like this or thinking like that. But like I said, when I had to bring myself back to, you know what, we call them sheep and brain dead, stupid, but there's some things that they do in their life that they know that we don't, which makes them smarter than us. So we're ignorant and they're smart. They have more knowledge in a certain aspect of something than we do, you know? And I'm at fault 100% for doing that shit too. And I still call people stupid today. But I'm going to break the stupidness down to the action, you know? Because they got something, we all got something that we need, you know? And there's things that I'm stupid in, you know? A lot of things I'm dumb in. And I got to go to this person who technically back in the days have been like, oh, that sheep flock dumbass idiot, but this sheep flock knows something that I don't, you know? And I think we might have traveled down some of those thin lines in the awakening. All of us have done it, meaning dividing us up into sections, you know, light shattering us in more light pieces so it's harder for us to shine with each other, you know? Ain't that crazy? We a bunch of mirrors facing each other instead of one big giant mirror reflecting. You know, that's what they done. They broke us into so many pieces, and we just deflect, shine a light, blinding ourselves in the eyes. Yo, you know more than me. I know more than you. You know more than me, and this and that and that and that. And you don't line up with me, and I don't. And it just look like a puzzle in a box. It's a beautiful picture if you can put it all together, and a beautiful message if you can put all the puzzle pieces together and create that beautiful picture. But now we just a box and a puzzle. Some of the puzzle pieces missing. Some of the shit's old and ratted and tattered. All hold the value key to the puzzle, but we're all just in a box. Everybody waiting for God to come put the damn puzzle together. Meanwhile, all the pieces are missing. They're old. They're ragged. Some boxes mixed up in that box, and this box mixing up with that box. You know. So think about it. Could it possibly be this was their plan all along? Because we ain't holding it together, America. You know, and technically we're the sheep flock fucking dumbasses. I mean, think about it, man. Let's be real. Think about it. Because I know there's people fighting for this country, like actually fighting, like it's in their heart, like they're gonna die with this motherfucker. They're gonna die fighting for this country. I mean, are we doing them a disservice? They're fighting, we ain't. We're on here thinking we're exposing shit, but these motherfuckers are out there actually doing stuff, trying, showing up at places, putting their life on line. Yeah, some of these people vote, yeah, and they believe in a illusionary puppet, right? But imagine if all the people who woken up who just, man, I don't deal with politics no more, said, you know what? We got to put all this energy into something. They couldn't hide the amount of numbers. And now it makes me go back to looking at how other countries were able to still hold somebody in power even when somebody else was elected. It's because all the people were actually behind that person. Think about it. Look at some of these other nations who have powerful ass, leaders that were ended up being killed, but a whole bunch of people were behind them. You know, think about that shit, man. Think about it. So, how can we be trying to save? I know it's like a weird ass thought, but it really makes a lot of sense, man. How can we be trying to wake people up and do something and don't have no solutions? Yeah, we know the solutions is bad. We know it, but we got to work with what we got. You know, think about if we were in politics. You know, yeah, we going to vote, but we all go to vote. We like, no, we're not voting for these people, man. And we were in the vote like, look, there's no. What do you mean? You can't look at these people. Look what they've done. Look what they're doing. You know, we want a real human being in here. We don't want these cronies. We don't want these Jesuits, or we don't want these people over here. We don't want this person who's connected to this and connected to that. You got millions and millions of people saying we don't want this person. They got a big ass problem. You can't fake that. You look obvious. You know, it's kind of like when you look at it, fits perfectly with the agenda. It's so funny, right? I'll tell you, I ain't even done yet. I'm about 40 minutes into the Putin interview with Tucker Carlson. Y'all need to look at that shit because it was some jewels dropped in that video. Yes, we know Tucker's CIA. All right. Whatever Putin is, that's what he is, but you can't account for the facts that Putin dropped. Straight facts. All right, he was dropping facts. I ain't done with it because I'm really listening to what's being said and the picture they're trying to paint. They're actually, for the 40 minutes that I've watched, telling you what's going on, showing you what's going on, showing you America, giving you a history lesson of that area. It actually fits into what the hell we all been talking about. You know, it goes back to the whole Khazarian Empire. It goes back to, she's talking about how Ukraine was formed, talking about the United States, talking about all this. It's wild. And he also is showing you how the world looks at Americans. Like he with and it's showing like the way he had like Tucker, and I think he's playing a role. It's just the stupidity of the American mindset on words and perceptions and you know an interview. He said, am I going? It was really a really when you look at it from a psychological aspect, it is a dope interview. I'm not coming at it from a perspective of oh, they're all puppets and all this stuff. You got to stop because you're gonna miss the real knowledge that's entangled in what's being said. I mean, it was some true jewels, you know. It was some really true jewels in there, really. So yeah, man, yeah, Bamboo, it definitely was. I'm not even finished with it because I'm like, yo, this is. I listened to it like 4 times and I stopped right around the 40-minute mark, and he is dropping some real 100% jewels. He even pulls out. He even shows you the archaeological record, historical record. And Tucker's like, I don't need to see that. He's showing you how they're showing you how Americans think. Tucker's playing the game too. You know, they're showing you how Americans think. And remember what Sergei Bezmenov said: you could show the American people it, they ain't gonna believe. And that was exactly what Putin was doing. Like, boom, you want to see it. He's like, oh, I don't doubt what you said. And I don't. He's like, I don't see why that's relevant. Like, this is how Americans think. It ain't relevant because it's not painted perfectly so it fits. Like, you don't want to know the backdrop, the history. You don't want to know why things led up to where it's at. It just shows the level of brain. It was so far it's massive. When it's done, I'm gonna do an entire video on it. You know, I want to do a whole video on that. You know, so you know, yeah, please check that video out. You know, and that's the thing. It's like we've been taught and propagated and all of, we don't. I'm telling you, the sheep flock fucks is actually the whole truther communities because they don't want to hear nothing if it just doesn't line up to a belief that they have and they think it's a truth, but it's an actual belief. You know, and like I said, man, it makes so much sense that they deliberately did all this to keep the people that will really do something, the real voices, the real knowledge, the ones who really understand what's going on, they need to keep them people away because those are the people who can actually affect, the people with, you know, I carry this with me all day, this energy. People talk to me, I can get a message across, people listen, they don't want people like us around because we can influence people. We can be the virus, stay 6 feet apart, wear a mask, stay in the house. That's why they do that. You know, that's exactly why they do that. See, think about it, man. It's like, yo, they did this, man, to keep us out the way. And I'm thinking, like, man, how are we supposed to be saving this America, this nation, and we don't even technically we don't, you know, partake in it. We be like, oh, we don't vote. Oh, we don't believe in politics. We're not into the political game. And then you think about it, well, how we know all this stuff. We know we're in bondage. We know we're in slavery. We know it's a corporation. We know it's a business. We know what they're doing. We understand. A lot of us are starting to learn what they're doing, but we're not into the. I mean, so we can't. We're ineffective. There's nothing we can do. Run our mouths all day. Show people this all day. As long people can talk all day, as long as it didn't go into action, get on paper. Shit. Think about it. And then I think about, damn, I've been censored before censoring was even a thing. You know, other people have been censored before censored was even, wasn't nothing they did on the internet. You know, so think about it. This could be what they wanted us not around people who vote, people who are programmed, people who are into all the stuff that they need them to be in so they can keep control and keep pushing the break apart of the United States. I can understand. Um, I could under. Hold on. Um, um, I forgot what I was about to say. Um, damn, I just lost my train of thought. Text. Sorry. Anyways, with us out of the way and away from the normies, right? We can't, because remember, everything they've done, they've used the political and legal system. So if they keep us away from it, hell, they could just keep running amok. You know, imagine if we were all this knowledge sitting in the meetings. You know, you can't quiet 50, 100 people going out to these voting things. Like, look, no, man, we got look at all these people out here. They're gonna people are gonna be like, man, who are all these people showing up? Because we're everywhere. You know, no, we don't vote in that way. You know, by that all long as we've been awakened, we would have been figured out a way that no, we voting for this or we not voting or whatever. Have an actual human being just hey, look, we about to vote for this person. You know, this person, this person is better than these two candidates you guys shove in front of the camera. Why can't they? Why can't these people run for president? What's the process to even run for a damn president? Do we even know that? You know, how does that even work? I don't even know. I don't even know if anybody explored that avenue before. I've never looked into it. How do the whole presidential thing work from A to Z? Like, how do you get to run for the president? You know, I've never looked into it. I'm gonna be honest with you. It just might be my ignorance, but I've never seen it even crawling around on the internet. We didn't learn it in school. Oh, it's a process. It's a presidential process. It's this and that. Da-da. Well, how the fuck do you person really run for president? You know, all these people fucking look like horses and weirdos and shit they be pulling out of the woodwork. You know, first up to be a president. Yeah, right. You got to be rich. Find somebody you know in a suburb of a city. Said, look, this person has been a staple in the community. We're about to make him, we're about to promote him on the internet, talking all this. I mean, with all the tools we got in this day and age, there could have been a lot of presidential candidates that don't even come from none of the realms that these people be talking from, that Americans and people alike, all race would actually love from what they're saying and what they want to see from the nation. I mean, look at all the social media. I mean, could have made somebody popular. You know, you got social media influencers that are more popular than the damn president or presidential candidates that nobody heard of. I mean, come on, man. It's like, it's kind of like, man, this is all done deliberately so they can destroy it. And we're all helping. And this is the thought that Wise, kind of sparked in my mind is the damn, you know what? This is what they want. They want us away from the tools that they use to destroy this nation. Simple and plain and simple. And they got paid people everywhere to fuel that agenda. You talk about the fusion centers, like, man, the motherfuckers all up on these internet platforms. You know, that's why they don't talk about it. You know, why truth don't talk about fusion centers? Well, you know why. So yeah, so that was my thought, man. It's like, man, they wanted us not to. I'm not telling you I'm about to go vote or not. I'm just saying they want us away from all political spectrums. They want us deep off in the abyss. You know, you got the love and light. You know, it's like, well, I was just saying, I used to talk about that for a long time. Like, yo, I already know there's a love and light, but then there's another love and light. That love and light is they're actually practicing Satanism and don't even know it, thinking that they're, you know, going higher in conscious, doing all this other shit and all this wickly dickly other shit. But you can clearly see it's not, because when you do understand, you don't become self-centered in that way and all about me, and then turn into like some cult mind and shit. Some cult mind. It's all me, or it's everything else is irrelevant. You know, you turn into a cult narcissist. You know, you realize that, you know, every year, everything outside of you is you, you know? And that's the thing, like, man, you know, that's how I always looked at thing. Like, I'm cool with all of it. I'm cool with all of it, man. I ain't, I'm cool with it all. I base my things off of individuals, you know? I know how to sector my understandings, wisdom, knowledge, energy into individual aspects. And that goes along with beings, like individual beings. Like, hey, that's where I keep it. Relationships is with one person, per son, piece of sun, one per son. So if I got beef with one person, I got beef with one person. I don't got beef with everybody. I might as well be a racist or something like that, or a supremacist or something like that. No, one person I don't like. It don't mean I don't like all. You know, it's wild, man. Just like with that gematria crap. I have a beef with one person and I got a beef with everybody all of a sudden. Like, wow, damn. And you can see where you can tell how they put this energy out and people embody it and don't even know they got it. You know, oh, I don't like him because he don't like them and like that. I ain't never been like that. You know, and I'll never let nobody propagandize me to hate. And this is another thing is this whole truth community. They'll like propagandize you, right? Propagandize you so others can hate you. Like what? What is that? You know? If I talk about somebody, I'm talking about them and them only. And if somebody else is in the way or they're on it too, then yeah, you go that way. But if it ain't, it's like I'm not about to sit here and you know blast out on everybody. That's crazy. That's wild, man. I never even understood that crap. You know, it's crazy. But that's how you can see how they manipulated energy, frequency, and vibration. That's some powerful stuff. And again, to back it all up, where do we start? Where do we mess up in the beginning? We woke up and we all went into our own little bags of knowledge and understanding, and we kind of like, shut off things, and we should have just been open, because the creator and creation and consciousness is all. So it incorporates all. So when we go into our little faction and pockets, damn, we don't fell out of we don't fell out again, got locked away. And that's exactly why people can't come together, because they're all locked away, and coming together, I don't mean fucking rubbing feet and backs and shit. It just means common understanding. It's the issue here. All right. It's an issue here. We could have came all, even with the sheep, the people that vote, the Christians, Muslims, everybody who knows something's going on, just like, look, man, we all got a problem, man. You know, you know how many things that I've diffused in my life when I just say, look, when I break shit down to be like, yo, man, just get to the base on it. Look, man, it's things happen. We're all here together now. Ain't nothing you can do. You know, ain't nothing you can do, man. I'll be available if you want to link up for a bit. It's good, Kevin. Um, so think about it, man. And that's where we went wrong. Get back to the basics. Ties into politics. So we should have learned the law and learned what they did to us, and then got into the political realms to say, look, no, no. I Why we gotta register? What does register mean? Where we taught all this stuff in school. All right. Can we touch stuff at school now? All right. What does the word register mean? You know? What does the word person mean? What is identity? What is identification? What is nationality? What is from? What is the is it safety or is it about country? Wait, I just end up part of something and didn't even realize it. And this ain't even no official identification anyway. Oh, I need another ID to leave the country. Wait, and then I need another I need to leave out of the country on an airplane. So I need my birth certificate to get an identification. But when I get pulled over, I can't show my birth certificate because it's not an identification. And then I can't take my birth certificate and but you actually can fly on an airplane. You can, but you got to go through some crap. Or wait a minute, I can't take my driver's license that you said is valid, and when I show it to the police, that'll kill me. But nearly as uh, made up costume officers there that just feel on you and grope you. I can't get on the airplane. What is all this? It's about safety or is it about commerce? You know? And think about it. This nation might have been some changes if this is where we all went instead of, you know, all the other god nonsense that we all look at now and we're farther apart than we've ever been, you know? And this is I think exactly what they wanted to do and they done it. You know, we think we're waking up, but they're like, look at the little Marxist communists don't even know they're helping get rid of their own damn nation. They're helping tear down their own country that they think they're trying to save. You know, when we ask them, what is democracy? How come it ain't in the Pledge of Allegiance? How come it's not in the Constitution? Where did democracy come from? What is it? You know, how are we going to be voting for democracy when we don't even know what the hell it is, where it came from, what it means? Okay, well, if our votes don't matter, let's go up and say, look, man, if I go in here and vote, what's really happening? Let everybody know. Let it be a sign outside that everybody can read on the process of voting. Why? Because people that woke up realize it, and now it's posted, and they gotta post it. We gotta call them out. You know, now we can go protest, not with signs and sticks. Wouldn't be none of that. There would be paperwork and people with knowledge and wisdom and standing upright, no screaming and yelling. You don't got to go shout and act like a fucking raven ass lunatic. That's what they taught you how to do. You go in there professional, maybe even wear a goddamn suit and look like them and talk like them. And say, look, I'm not here to speak. You see what I got in my hand? This paperwork talks. I don't. I'm just a human body that brought the paperwork message to you so we can redress our grievances because we've been damaged. And we're here to stand in justice for all. Amen. You know? I know where the whole word comes from. I'm talking about the legal aspect, you know? That's what I'm talking about. How they get to where it got. They need to unget because we see what it's done, you know? Say, hey, wait, well, let's back up a little bit. You know, let's back up and we want things posted so people know what they're actually doing, right? We need to know. You need to explain to people that there's an English language, there's an old English language, there's a Latin language, right? And there's a legal language all being used today, you know, all being used today. all being used today. And that's where we need to be, man. You know, that's where we need to be, guys. It's where we need to be. Hold on. Might be a little bit too late, you know. Might be a little too late for a lot of this stuff, but I mean, I'm thinking this is what they've done, man. You know, I'm thinking this is what they done. Get us out of the way. You know, there's wise right there. Yeah, you sparked this video, and it basically, if you haven't watched this whole short stream so far, it was basically I was listening to you close out, and you actually sparked a thought in my mind about that thin line, and that thin line is all this truthing and all this stuff, and basically how people that wake up, we don't believe in voting no more. We don't believe in politics, voting, that paradigm, that system. And I'm like, yeah, maybe that's what they wanted. Maybe they wanted us to go that route. That way we're out of the way, because that's how they do all their control and all their nefarious shit is through politics and legal processes. And if we could stay away from that, the voting, the politics, then it makes it easier for them, because they know there's a faction of people who aren't that bright, who will follow that blindlessly. So I was saying, like, damn, maybe that's exactly what this whole thing was about. And maybe they put an energy out there, put beliefs out there, put certain things out there, so people can fall into them. And we woke up, and we don't no voting, we're not into that, we stay away, and then we're out the way, and see, and they just can steamroll forward with no resistance, because the ones with knowledge and wisdom, that has sense, that has light, that has that energy that people want to be around and listen to, will be long out the way, ducked off, and pretending they're God in the forest and shit, love and light and all that. So that's where this that's the thought came from. Like, yo, maybe that was their plan, is to break us away so we're out of the way, because they know that we could have been a problem if we woke up and actually used the system that enslaved us. Now we know, and we use it against them. And it's strange, because that's exactly how you defeat them in their own games in a courtroom. Is you just use what they got out there, you know? So all the people wake up, and we learn all this stuff. It's like we are start undoing shit. And it's like, by us being away from the political spectrum, the voting spectrum, all this stuff, the boards, and wanting to do anything to do with politics, nothing. No one that's awake, including myself, had ever wanted anything to do with politics, because we feel like we're above it, and it's stupid, and they're just sheep, and they're being lied to, and how dumb can you be to vote? And reality is, maybe that's a thought and the energy and the frequency and the vibration they put out here for us to grasp and be out of the way. So you sparked that thought in me. And because this is how they've been doing it. I mean, Mr. 19, it was all done on paper, you know. Thank God there is some people out there who do know, who are enlightened and woken up, but they're all removed off the internet and everything. But there's actually lawyers and stuff like that who, they ain't a part of this game. Some of them even lost their lives mysteriously. They're not a part of this game, and they are fighting back. And they are on, you hear stuff get undone and overturned, and it's because these people are out here pushing the paper, what matters in the sorcery and black magic game. Paper, parchment paper. That's what they're doing, you know? So, hey man, I'm just, you know, you know, it's just is what it is, man. And if people don't understand what I'm saying, I'm sorry y'all missed it. Y'all caught up in it too. You got to see things for what it is. And we all know that they have used this system to control, rape, pillage, and do everything to us. But when you learn it and you know it, you see it, you see what they've done, you can see where it can be unwind. You see when in your own life where you take some chains off, you like, damn, imagine if it was 100 million of us that did this. We wouldn't be doing this no more. Nobody would have to be talking about a gun right. And I mean, it's clear as day. The right to bear arms shall not be infringed, but it's all the way infringed. You know, just because you got it, I mean, think about the layers you got. I mean, it's you literally got it, but it's like in passive mode on a video game. You better be very careful when you come out of passive mode and use that. Otherwise, that same weapon will be used against you in a court of law. It should have never even went that far. How did it get that far? Because ignorance. We've been put out in the dark. You know, and the whole thing with voting. Imagine if how many people are awake in America? Say, you know, 10 million. I don't know, 20 million. Nah, shit, it ain't hard. I mean, a lot of us know each other all through all these different realms. Just, hey, what if we were people who turned out for votership, but we don't vote and we educate people on what they're doing? We could have been had this whole system erased and changed on how it's being done. You know, think about it. Just educate. All it is education. Like, yo, this is what they've been doing all these years. Look, this is what it is. Now, the majority people see the majority. That's the way they flock towards. You say, well, man, there's a lot of people honey, look, I went to the voting polls today and there was just 5,000 people out there with this message. I've never seen it before. They'd be like, they're interested, you know, there's interested. That's how that group got so big, the COS, the coalition of this, separating from the federal government. I mean, that's how, they got big because, people coming out to them Trump. And I'm like, who the fuck are all these people over here? They were so welcome and came up, gave me this card, and you're like, look into it. It's talkative. And they was like, it was some, these other Trump people. They're like, well, we're not really with them. And, there's an actual division and faction in those people too, you know? So that's all I'm saying is basically we don't, they moved us out the game a long time ago. And we think we're awake and doing this and doing that. But no, we're out of their way so they can destroy this bitch, you know, point blank, period. You know, all these cults reemerging, folks, they are debunking, dismissing such action. For example, Oswald, though I was born Brazil, pushing for a Pan American Union. Folks, wake up. Yeah, man. So, you know, I mean, it's so, you know, anybody watch this, check out Wise video. You'll see the angle on where I'm coming from, because, he talked about the line where this awakening isn't ex- exclusively to you, this energy, energy, frequency, vibration, and all this stuff isn't exclusive to you or good. It's also exclusive to bad. And they've used this to manipulate us. And they might have manipulated us to manipulate our own selves out of freedoms. Ain't that crazy? You know, think about it. Think about it, man. As I said, get back to the basics, you know. Stop. I mean, people are just dumb and people are followers. I mean, but don't discredit them, man. Embrace them. They'll feel that love energy, the same love energy you got for their wake. It can be with them too. Say, and lately, I've actually reached some more people by not being, like like I'm better than these people, listen to them and they listen to you. And now it's like, damn, I've had somebody say, man, I remember you used to say that before, but I ain't get it. And I'm like, oh, you ain't get it because the energy I was holding, actually, I wasn't giving it to you right because I wasn't trying to hear shit you got to say. You know, sometimes we got to shut up and actually listen. And that's how you can get somebody to turn a new leaf to understand. But yeah, I got to get up off here, man. I only wanted to go on real quick, and like I said before, I lost that thought. But that's a thought I got, man. Think about it. Is it possible we woken up and they've done what they've done to keep us divided and away from how? Okay, how are they controlling us, and how are they moving their new world order forward? They're doing it through legal, lawful places, politics. There's a reason why politics is in sports, music, everything in between. Why is everything all political? Well, political is legal, okay? Laws, regulations, rules, new legislations. All it is law. So by us not in the way, guess what? You know how many people I know that understand a lot of stuff that I share information with, that know the law and all the stuff they doing to us, and you're like, oh yeah, we're gonna try to free our. Man, what about everybody? But they don't want to listen, and that's because we shoot them down. That's because we call them stupid. That's because we, say y'all dumb, and look at y'all want to be a slave, and y'all doing this, and y'all partaking this, y'all voting. How stupid are you? How about we? Yeah, it's a different approach, man. I'm just saying, different approach, guys. Because I think that's what they wanted us away from the machine that they're using to push their stuff forward and through, and keep the ones that know away. And that's the basics of it all. So I'm about to get up off here. Much love to you guys. Thanks, Wise, for the thought. If anybody not subscribed to Wise, Wake Up Now to Dark City, please subscribe to him. What's up, Blink? Everybody else, anyone who watches this later, shout out to all you guys. And yeah, man, shout out to the new people that come over here. Just keep on leaking on over here. Hopefully y'all leaking over to Wise and everybody else's channels. And y'all, hey, you guys see it. The more time goes on, you'll keep seeing it. And yeah, hey, it's good, it's good. Y'all keep seeing what's going on, around these truth communities, and it is what it is, man. You know, Again, we're rebirthing, so you know, new now. You keep pushing forward in your knowledge. If you ain't, if you don't see a step up in your life and wisdom and knowledge and understanding, then you need to if you're stagnant, you need to move, You need to move, you need to get moving, because stagnation and going in reverse is not good. You always got to be progressing, you know? Always got to be progressing. No matter what it is. Like, you can progress backwards. Look at me. I'm like, yo, go back to the basics. I want to progress backwards. Like, yo, let's no start back. Start over again. Get back to the basics. Shit. Shout out to Kevin. I seen him on here. Shit, I might go with them to one of those meetings and sit in and listen, and afterwards tell them, like, look, okay, this is what y'all need to do. Y'all need to get an affidavit. Next meeting y'all go to, you need to push this affidavit and serve their asses, and watch them stop that stupid shit. They're gonna stop it. Now the people are talking. There's not a lawyer. Y'all the lawyer. You don't need a lawyer. Your voice is a piece of paper. It's not your voice. That's what they told you. They wanted your voice don't matter in their world, man. You're dead. You're a corpse. You're a corporation to these people, man. You're a person. You're a corporate fiction. You're an entity. You're not even. You are that person on that identification. That's what they look at you as, not as the person standing there. I don't know how people don't understand that. You are a piece of paper to them, man. They don't care about you at all. Your human flesh and blood, guess what? They actually care about that. That's what they got to uphold. And that's what they can't mess with. It's your human blood body. They can't mess with it. The paper body, yes, they can mess with it. People are like, well, what do you mean? They throw your body in jail? No, they throw your body in jail because you're enslaved with the piece of paper. right? And if you do wrong, hey, that's a different story. But even now, through the law, they're showing you only people that are being held are the murderers, the rapists, and all that other stuff. All that petty crime. I mean, they're showing you that humanity is really isn't shit. That's why they're gonna come with the iron fist. They pulled the chains off and just seen how the animals are gonna react. And look how everywhere you go, people have lost their minds, man. There was a double murder last night in Rochester, and an hour before that was a shooting where the guy he's alive, but he's almost dead. But two people were murdered at the same scene. Just somebody just went up to them. They were coming from somewhere, getting into a car, and somebody dumped on them, killed both of them. You know, it's wild, man, out here. You know, and the chains are off, man. They're like, they're trying to say, look, people can't take care of themselves. Look at how everything. I mean, look at the humanity. You know, but it's a lot. I gotta go, but much love to you guys, man, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.